Yo, what's good? It's JR the Boss Man here for the Boss Man Show, BS3 TV, Believe Network, here bringing you your Braves recap. What's up? How y'all doing today? The Braves recap, June 28th. A rainy night in Atlanta, but night at the Truist Park. A little rain here and there, the dodge the rain delay. Snit talked about that in the post-game presser, how it was good to get this game in with an early game on Sunday. Tonight, the big night was about pitcher Spencer Schwellenbach. 12 strikeouts, career high for him. Fourth double-digit strikeouts of the season. Phillies only had one run tonight, held them in check. They got one run in the sixth inning. He did these 12 strikeouts on 90 pitches in 7 innings. Held it down. Braves scored early. Got in the first inning, second inning. Nick Allen hit a single. My man got thrown out the plate. Fairchild for the first time. Freddie Gonzalez had somebody thrown out the plate, but it was 2-0. He was trying to get the Braves some offense. So 2-0 for the most part from second inning on to sixth inning when they got one run. But then the seventh inning, catcher Sean Murphy hits a grand slam 455 feet to the left field seats at Truist Park. I've seen three singles in front of him, and he hit first pitch slider hanging in the zone. Whap! Home run, grand slam. Braves up 6-1. Get a win. Rice Iglesias came in the eighth, Montero in the ninth, and the Braves get that win. But again, the night was about Spencer Schwellenbach's pitching. 12 strikeouts, 7 innings. This man's been eating up innings for the Braves. Instead, talked about this in the past. If you're getting 6-7 innings, saving the bullpen is what you want to do. So the Braves got a well-needed win out there. 13-0 defeat the previous night before, improving to 38-44 with 80 games to go in the season here for the Atlanta Braves. So game 3 of the series will be Sunday, day game, 12:35 Truist Park. We'll see what happens with that. But simple night tonight again. Schwellenbach, 12 strikeouts, fourth double digit of the career. And Sean Murphy with a bomb, 455 to left field. That's your Braves recap. Get you on the flip side. Check out some clips. Today's post-game pressers.
To have an outing like this at any time, but especially, when you want to stop the bleeding, for a team at a point like this.
Yeah, for sure. Last night was not a good game overall, but just trying to come in here and get as many innings and no run innings as I can.
How about so the other night you ended up, the start against the Mets, you had the one sinker, and you come back the next start, you threw 22 seamers. How early in a game do you kind of get a feel for, hey, which of these 6 pitches I'm going to lean on, maybe more? And did that happen tonight?
It's more so just like the game plan. I talked about it before the game. Sometimes you rely on pitches that you don't expect to rely on, just by how the game's going and by how, what they're looking for, how the swings are working. And so that was kind of how it was tonight.
You've been good coming off losses this season. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. Honestly, I just treat it the same way every time. But it's nice to get a win after a loss, for sure.
Career high strikeouts for you as well. What does that mean to you? When you were aware that you were approaching that milestone for you?
Yeah, I'm not, looking to see how many strikeouts I have, but glanced up there around the 5th or 6th, and I had 10 or so. And it's nice to strike guys out, but it's not something that I'm focused on.
So you're not chasing strikeouts, but there's only, you have 4 double-digit strikeout games this year. Nobody has more than that. You're about three or four other guys. How much more confidence does that tell you about how good your stuff is right now?
Yeah, it's definitely nice. Just kind of taking the game as it is. When there's outs, whether it's before 2 strikes, I'm gonna go get that out, and I'm not chasing swing and miss, I'm chasing weak contact. So some games, you get to 2 strikes early and, get them fishing on something, but other times you get to 2 strikes and there's a pitch that's available that needs to be thrown. Might not be the strikeout pitch, but, it's an open pitch for an out.
I assume you were told when you came off in the 7th that you were done. What did it feel like to see Murphy then push the lead out? You knew you were done anyway, but just to go from 2-1 to 6-1.
Yeah, it's always nice. 2-1, 6-1's huge. It's always nice to extend the lead, especially that late in the game.
But which stat is the most important for you? And I am kind of leaning towards how important is the innings to you?
It's huge. The innings probably is the most important thing to me. And walks. I think that if you can limit base runners, you're going to have less pitches per inning, and that's going to allow you to go deeper into games. And especially when we can give our bullpen a rest, that's always a big thing.
Thank you. Since Schwellenbach out there, no, he's going to go 7 innings.
It's something else, I'll tell you that. I mean, he's such an impressive guy, and he's going 6 and 7 every time he goes out there. But it's just so consistent too. So, I looked up there one time. I think he had 42 strikes and 18 balls or something like that. And, just the assortment, the stuff, holds his velocity, everything.
How about just to know, he's become a strikeout pitcher. He's not a guy maybe that we would have said, hey, he's going to rank towards the top, but he's got 4 double-digit strikeout games already. Nobody else does.
Yeah.
Or has more.
It's all that stuff. It's kind of interesting sometimes because you run by a hitter from the other team because it's kind of interesting to get their take and what they say and all, and just the number of pitches, the quality of them, the strikes. He's got a lot of weapons, obviously.
Can you share what that take was?
I'm sorry?
Can you share what the take from the hitter was?
Nope.
How good is to see Montero and Iglesias doing so good as they did?
No, they have, yeah. They're both, Monty's been throwing the ball really well, and Iggy's has been throwing the ball a lot better too. So love where, that slider that he struck Turner out on was maybe one of the better ones he's thrown. Rafael has been throwing the ball really well, and those clean inning type situations been really, really good and very efficient too.
Coach is back. I know you talked about your pregame about how you could have a performance like yesterday and bounce back. What does it mean to you to have the squad bounce back like you did today after last night?
No, it's good. And I alluded to that first game of the doubleheader that we had in Philly, and then bounced back and had a really good one. And it allows you to bounce back when you get pitching performances. I think Chris sailed through that second game in Philly, and Spencer threw this one today. So that helps a lot for a team. I don't think those guys realize what that does for the psyche of a team when they're going out there and they're not up and down and they're efficient with their pitches and guys aren't, in the infield getting ready to go for 120 pitches or whatever for a night. And I think guys feed off pitchers like that. And I think that's a huge thing. And we had the right guy pitching today after, that game got away from us yesterday or last night.
How much do you?
After last night's very late ending, how nice is it to kind of finish this one relatively soon, get some rest?
Well, it's nice, especially with with an early game. It's great to have a nice, crisp game and guys can get home and get some sleep and it's huge. I'm just looking at that radar. We just danced around and we were very lucky, I think, that we kind of stayed in the right spot evidently with everything that was around us. So, and that's big because when you're getting all that rain and you're starting and you're stopping and you're laying around in here, that really wears you out mentally, physically. So I think it was really good with the early game tomorrow that we had this efficient game today.
How cool would it be next Sunday to tell Schwellenbach he has made the All-Star team?
Yeah, and I just, if I don't tell him Sunday, I'll probably tell him during the week, because we know how, when I managed it, I mean, it's a busy week, that week, going in. I mean, he could make it on votes. I mean, Dylan, Lee, Chris, they all three have pitched well, and they deserve to be on that team. If not, things change over the course of the week, and you see where guys are falling, and as far as, the guys that pitch Saturday or Sunday and things like that. So there's a lot of variables that could lead him to being on that team, even if he's not told Sunday.
How good was it to see Murphy get that one after?
That was awesome. It was awesome. Been a while since he hit one, and that was big. We had some chances to put that game away a lot earlier and didn't, and so that was huge right there.
Schwellenbach with it 90 pitches. Did you think about the 8th inning? Was that a tough
No,
decision?
you know what? It was just kind of one of them games where you see how they get there. He's on regular rest. He's going to get an extra day. And I'm always mindful that this is his first year to do this, and we're just halfway there. He's got, as much or more left. So, and I'm glad I decided not to, because we had a long inning. So, I don't want to pick my spots with him, just because this is his first start to finish type starting experience.
How big was for Murphy's home run? Just for, not only the game, but maybe for him?
No, it's great for him. I mean, he's been kind of struggling a little bit, like a lot of them have. So, he got a double and a homer, and that's awesome. And a grand slam, that's awesome for him. Because, we know the power he has, and to team him up and have that kind of that tandem with he and Drake, that's pretty good. Like I say, I think we got an all-star out of the the sum of the parts right there, with what both of them are doing, and as we've seen, it's obviously going to be a hot summer, because it already is, and so we'll need them both to be good for us, and keeping them upright and strong as we can, and if they can keep doing what they're doing right now, it'll be a big plus for us.
Anything else?
That was your Braves recap. Hope you enjoy. See you guys down the road. Remember, always catch the recaps. Boss Man Show, BS3TVLive.com, BS3 Network, and the Believe Network. See you.